All right, new solo gate. We are continuing the World Legacy lore. You know, let's just see what's next for our good pals Avram and Ebe and that third guy, Ningirsu. Oh, this is not American friendly. Where the World Legacy leads. With Babel's activation, World Legacy World Wand fell through the sky and onto Earth. Look, it just, oh my god, it really destroyed it. Imduk used the power of the gods to call forth a gigantic barrier. Imduk had sacrificed his life to shield the Crusadia. Oh my god, the dog died? Oh my god, we started with the dog dying? Where are we going from here? Orim is left speechless as he touches Imduk's fallen body. The body of his invaluable ally. Wave of guilt rushes into his mind. What the hell is that? The fall of the World Wand exposed the world's largest ball of twine. The most exciting thing in Kansas. Okay, so the World Arc controls life and death, and now Imduk is a part of this. This combination took the form of a two-headed dragon, Guardian and Drake. The Gar dragons had awakened. Its shattering power ripped through the planet and reshaped each World Legacy into a dragonic form. Wow, we are just learning so much about this lore. Even as the World Legacies took the forms of dragons, that's S.H.I.E.L.D., Ningirsu was not fazed by their threat. Ebe's revival, that was the sole thing that pushed him forward. Carrying the body of Ebe in his arms, he approaches the mechanical doll. Using the key embedded in it, he should be able to control even the World Legacies. Ningirsu, for the 15th time, attempts to do Frankenstein shit. Using the key to control the World Arc and its power over life and death. And finally, at long last, a brother's wish for his sister was fulfilled. The doll absorbed Ebe's remains. Smile for me again, like you used to. This man does not learn a goddamn thing. Ningirsu calls upon Ebe. Ebe and the doll became one. However, the soul now bound within the machine body was not that of whom he sought. The smile on her face was not the compassionate smile of Ebe, but a wicked grin frozen in place. A smile belonging to Lee, who had merged with Ebe's soul. The resurrected Lee took control of the puppet and, using the power of the key, decimated what remained of Ebe's soul. Holy shit! Is there a single person who has f***ed up more consistently than Ningirsu? Legitimately. She then called upon the now dragonic World Legacies and consumed them, growing to enormous size. She turned into a monster known as the Nightmare Incarnation Eedli, and created a crawler as large as a mountain named Deus Ex. That's not good. Oh no. And Imduk had been so consumed by a deathly force that it had become World Legacy Gar Dragon Mardark. It's so funny that like 95% of the like cataclysmic events of this would just have not happened if like Ningirsu had chilled. After the battle with the Orcust had been engulfed in the shattering world, the Crusadia was left barely standing, and Mardark stands in their way. Was it inevitable the great darkness would fall into Lee's hands? Just as Orim was about to give in, a flying dragon lands before Eedli. It was Gar Dragon Ustica. The shimmering blue dragon used its power to rip out Ebe's body, bound to Eedli. Wait, who is this person? Do we know who Justica is? Then the light gathers. As Orim opened his eyes, he saw the figure of a young girl. That's right, Orim. All that shit with Ningirsu, none of that worked. But I got revived in 2 seconds by a dragon. It was Ebe. Banner. She had been destroyed by Lee, yet she stood before his eyes. There was no time to rejoice. Eedli's body, now separated from the key and its inheritor, could no longer control the World Legacy. Eedli howls as Orim and Ebe turn to Mardark, who has suffered a similar fate. They call upon his soul, and they drive it from their body, awakening the soul of Almarduk. But Eedli is also still f***ing around. Oh yeah, also Deus Ex Crawler was here. Oh! This is the true form of the Great Darkness. So I did not realize this until right now, but it's got like a ring of Cleforts around it. World gears of theological demiurgy. Wow. Ningirsu initially attempted to use the key in the machine body to control the world entities and revive Ebe, but this failed, of course. Instead awakened Lee, who took control of the body and spirit, and as Ningirsu fell into despair, a miracle happened before his eyes. A shining blue dragon appears and fuses with Ebe's remains. The result, the sister of the person he cherished more than anyone else, is returned. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, right. Now he's talking to Galatea? Wait. Galatea was a person too? It was nothing more than an artificial body. But perhaps through the power of its host, or the key, the empty vessel grew a consciousness that was neither Ebe nor Lee. Sure. It had a heart to care for its master. That's actually what happens in the story of Galatea, is they're really happy the whole time and really love the person who made them. Oh, okay. I didn't know that it had a soul, or this was possible. Ah, yes. I was thinking this the whole time, having heard this final echo. Ningirsu clutched the sash that had belonged to Ebe and the doll and Galatea and stood with renewed determination. We now have Ningirsu, so we can go into the Ningirsu half of this. After 10,000 years. Ningirsu is Oh! Whoa! This is cool! Oh my god, the data storm. This is so sick. Holy f... Alright, so we're playing Gar Dragons? I've never read these cards. I hope we don't have to play Gar Dragons again, because this was fucking terrible. I did not enjoy that. You'll love the next one. It's funny. I'm prepared. Dragon Maid. I can work with this. Downtime's like a really cool card. It's just like, in board states like this one, where you can ensure your opponent isn't going to fucking kill you in one hit, it's just like this endless source of advantage. Like here we get to return Chamber to hand to proc it next turn, and then we get to add the big Dragon Maid necessary for resolving the fusion as well. Well, thank you for giving me a functional deck this time. Alright, let's jump back into the story. At last, the great darkness, the avatar of divine power had arrived. The world gears of theological demiurgy. Facing such an overwhelming foe, Aurum remembered a passage from the legend of the Star Heroes. To fend off the great darkness, Aurum informs Ebe and the Crusadians are still living, whose plan of action, to inherit the key, which mekk-knight Blue Sky had once attempted and failed. He aims to use that power to combine the gathered world legacies into a single entity. Holy shit. Assisted by Ebe and his allies, he begins the unification. Upon realizing the plan, Incarnation Ebli attempts to stop him. Imduk and the Crusadia gave their all to defend them, but Ebli's attack was tremendous. Just then, a man with a sash clenched in his fist came forth to face the challenge. It was Ningirsu, doing the first correct thing he's done the entire storyline. He gathered all the remaining parts from Babel and the Orc. Oh my god! That's very cool. That's extremely sick. Gathering up his might, Ningirsu forges his final and ultimate creation, the Orcust Crescendo. A creation intended to protect the divine reincarnation of Ebe. It was a colossus, combining every Orcust, even the creator! I didn't know Ningirsu died. Oh. He is one with the horse. Ningirsu, with the power of a mechanical god, did not hesitate. Subjected to his assault, Ebli's body begins to fall apart. And yet, Lee's tainted spirit was obsessed with attaining godhood. She used the Deus Ex Crawler to forcefully bind her soul to the world legacy. Demiurgy lost all control. The overflowing power of the gods was enough to accelerate the destruction of the planet. Aurum and Ebe continued the key's ascension, and their allies stood to defend the two. It looked inevitable, but not a single soul was about to give up. And at last, it was complete. With Aurum inheriting the key, he wielded the power of every world legacy as the legendary world hero, mekk-knight Crusadia Avramax, Super Saiyan God Blue. Oh god, we have a fight. Oh shit, oh god, this is sick. Wait, this is the coolest thing ever. We're playing the bad guys versus the good guys. It's all the world legacies and the Crusadias and shit and the mekk-knights versus the crawlers and the and Eadley and fucking World Legacy Destruction. This is so sick. We are faced with our first issue. How the fuck do we beat this card? We're always doing this. That was like the best 3 cards it could have been. Legitimately like the best 3. Oh, we should have set Revival. I don't know why I did that. Do I go for the back row here? I think so. We grab Draco here. Oh, God, it's World Legacy Monstrosity. Oh, what the hell? Okay, all right. Nope. I don't think we have a good one here. We'll take Revival, I guess. Brawler or Testament? I think Testament. Does Equimax solo here? 45? Yeah, for sure. You can pop it by battle, right? Yeah. Draw 4. Yes! The Orcusts are in here! Oh god, they get fucking Deus Ex back. Feeling good, feeling good. We're out of normals, so we're just gonna set a couple and pass. We could maybe make Crusadia Avermax. We go... No, these don't make anything. We would go Lance and... that's the... Yeah, there's no way to do it. Let's just pass here. World Legacy is fine. We will summon World Crown. Oh, they have Brass Bombard. What are we making here? Serb? Oh, you are so beyond Serb. We'll negate it. All right, we gotta end this with the boy. Oh, perfect. We're gonna normal summon Maximus. Link these 2 off for Ebe. Okay, I'm gonna give them 1 more turn. It's mission critical to the lore. Spatha. Wait, why can't I use the Link monster here? To affect monsters? Annoying. Go Magius. Spatha. Avermax. Foolish Burial. Brass Bombard. Special Harp Horror. Oh, God. They're normals. All right, we'll wait till next turn. This guy again. We'll special back Ebe for lore reasons. Ebe link to Avermax. All right, next we gotta get... Oh, shit! No! We must send Avermax. Oh, she's gonna make Nightmare Mermaid. Holy shit. Lore accurate! Holy fuck. This is so crazy. All right, here we go. Okay, I don't need that. All right, Ebe will become the Galatea, the Orcust Automaton. And now we will activate Symbol Skeleton. Returning Harp Horror. To make Ningirsu. We'll use the effect of Ningirsu. And we'll shuffle back that Nightmare Phoenix. And finally, Ningirsu will ascend to his ultimate position as Ningirsu, the Orcust of the Evening Star. Finally.
That's why you're a legend.
That was so cool. This shit is Kino. Aurum wields his powers to evade, block, and neutralize the thrashing waves of destruction, and he gradually closes in on the rampaging world gears of thurological Demiurgy. Making his way inside it, it was as if he was being guided toward its innermost sanctum. In the sanctum awaited Lee, but not in her fairy form, in the form of a human. Oh my god. It was that faint remainder of her consciousness. Faced with the woman who had stubbornly strived to obtain the god's power, Aurum asks, "Why did you go down this path?" Lee, standing in front of him, did not open her mouth. Instead, her obsessive thoughts and memories that pervaded the surrounding area rushed into Aurum through the key he held. The thirst for knowledge as a woman of science, the pursuit of truth. If it was only so simple, the world may not have ended up this way. But Lee's ambitions were that out of the ordinary. She wanted to discover the truth behind the legends and did not hesitate to seek the divine power for herself. Was this a coincidence or inevitable fate? That's her! That's her! She was a mekk-knight researcher. Holy shit. Oh my god. The calamity came about because Lee lived in an era in which the key existed, and society was highly developed. More thoughts and memories rush into Aurum. This time it was Lee's nightmarish plan. Oh, f***. To obtain them required complete dominance over the power of the key. However, the overdeveloped civilizations of machines had sapped the power from the Earth. The humans of that era could not commune with the planet, and could not become the successor of the key. If civilization must fall, so be it. Lee used Project Mekk-Knight, and even her own death, as a means to bring destruction to the world. After an eternity, she waited for the Earth and its inhabitants to heal, to find the true heir of the key. And now, that time has come. Lee is a fucking hologram. It's just a little thing that she invented. Look! After Lee's glee in meeting Eve and her excitement in gaining control of her rushed into him, Aurum clutched the key with anger and sorrow. Lee was driven by nothing more than obsessive curiosity. There was no sacrifice too great for her goal. She had destroyed civilization and toyed with the lives of many. Though her actions did not bear malice, they were nothing short of evil. One final one. Oh, hold up. We're going to do the side quest real quick before we wrap this up. Generator? Oh, randomly a Therion deck here, huh? Okay, Lone Fire seems like a pretty good normal. Let's see where we're going with this. Oh, time for the finale. The Crusadia, the World Legacy, Ebe. Countless times she hid her true intentions, and ultimately, she attained divine power. World gears of thurological Demiurgy, the primordial form of all gods. A vessel allowing divine deeds in accordance with the will of its controller, the program of transformation. Those who had become gods before eventually lost control of the power of destruction and were decimated, leaving only the key. That's the dual terminal. To avoid that fate herself, Lee laid out her plans carefully. She integrated the crawler and its hive mind to achieve complete control over the divine powers. Or so it was intended. In the face of Ebe and Imduk's will to sacrifice their own lives, the miracle achieved by the machine doll, and Ningirsu's extremely funny series of consistent fuck-ups, Orym became the successor, overcoming sorrow and uniting people along his journey. He could not comprehend how her plan had been foiled by the combination of their willpower. A millennia-long plan when it encounters the indomitable power of the human spirit. As the remnants of Lee's mind vanish, a source of enormous power remained unclaimed. Orym, as the successor, needed to make a choice. The Demiurgy, corrupted by Lee's evil, had rampaged across the planet and reduced it to rubble. The power of destruction grew yet stronger. The power of creation was extinguished. Memories of his journey come back to him. The memories of his loyal friends and allies. What must he do as the successor of the key? After a moment that seemed like an eternity, Orym makes his decision. As if in response to his will, the power of the key was released. Orym and the Demiurgy turned into a ray of light and merged into a single entity. Amidst the dying world, a new god was born. Here was Avida, rebuilder of worlds. Orym, now wielding unprecedented power equal to the gods, raised his key and gave a command. The decision he made was, bring back the lives lost amidst this war of the world legacy. And by raising me to godhood, allow me to end the reign of gods and prevent conflict over divine power from ever happening again. These conflicting commands were the result of his wishes. Perhaps this was blasphemy, a choice no human had the right to make. But this was what Orym chose. And so Avida, rebuilder of worlds, started the program. The crumbling earth turned into particles of light and gathered before Avida. All was engulfed in a blinding light. Countless time has passed since that battle. The war over the world legacy. At its climax, Orym wished for the revival of the planet and the lives lost. He then disappeared without a trace. The planet once destined to be destroyed by the destructive divine power, the battle scars of that war had vanished like an illusion. Lush green nature fills the land. Life blossomed as it is always used to. In a world without Orym, one final gift was left for Ebe. The key that controls the fate of the planet. The sword with the power of the world legacy. The world legacy. World key. Ebe, with the sword from Orym in hand, set out on a journey to remember the planet that her beloved brother protected. Imduk accompanies Ebe, and Ningirsu watches from afar. Oh! That was Ding the whole time? Oh, he's Girsu. Born anew as the protector of Ebe and the planet, he is tasked with ensuring Orym's wish is realized. Accompanying him as he supports Ebe is the fairy Galatea. Under the glistening starlight, Ebe takes the sword in her hand and it shines faintly. She and Imduk follow the ray of light towards the sky. Where does the world go from here? Hope is abundant once more. Ebe carries forth, guided by the world legacy, to what lies beyond. That was so good. Oh my god, that was so good.